Hey, how's it going, guys? Ricky Summer here, and today I've come back in time to talk about Deep Rock Galactic's new free Battle Pass update. But first, a message from our sponsor.
Join the Empyrean League, explore your deepest desires, and seek salvation amongst the stars.
Alright, listen, I'm making this video quite genuinely because I'm just pogged out of my gourd about Deep Rock Galactic right now, and I need to share this. Plus, you know, some of my Warframe viewers have expressed the fact that they might be getting burned out a little bit on Warframe. So, I'm saying, listen, while you're waiting for the new war update, maybe give Deep Rock a try. So Deep Rock Galactic, real quick for those who have no idea what this thing is, it's a squad-based, objective-based shooter with horde shooting elements in there. I wouldn't necessarily call it a horde shooter, but, you know, horde shooting happens sometimes. So you play one of 4 classes of cyberpunk space dwarf, and you get sent to this planet called Hoxus to mine minerals and collect space alien eggs and all sorts of nonsense. There's actually quite a decent spread of mission types currently in the game, and it's look, there's some really good ones. It's a lot of fun. And I gotta say, like, outside of actual Alien games, this is the definitive Aliens experience. Like, once the aliens start swarming around you, music kicks in, like, you feel like you're an alien man without it actually being an Alien game. It's a fantastic game, just fills me so full of joy. So when the game first released, you know, it was fun, and more so with friends, but past a certain point, started to run out of things to do. Currently, the current state of the game, buddy, there's so much to do. So let's start off with the big ticket item here, the new update. I think we're up to like update 35 or somewhere in that ballpark, and the devs have decided to start calling their updates seasons and actually offering a free battle pass as part of this. It is very much like NIGHTWAVE from Warframe. So let's have a quick look over here. Unfortunately, I've already done all my challenges for the day, so I can't show you specifically what is here, but just take my word for it. So you're going to have stuff like do this number of specific mission types, or do this number of missions with this class. And as far as I can tell, it seems to double up the classes in that case, which is nice, which means, like, for example, it might say do this mission type with the engineer or the driller. That's great, because if you don't really like playing as the driller, you can do it as the engineer. I appreciate that. So there are 100 levels of Battle Pass, which is pretty wild. They've said that the Battle Pass is going to last, I think, roughly 5 months, and we're going to have an indicator, we're going to have a countdown when the Battle Pass ends. And on top of that, they've said that once the Battle Pass does end, we will be able to get everything in the Battle Pass within the regular game. So they're going to throw it into as random loot in regular missions, or through other means that they haven't actually revealed yet. So as you do your missions, you level up your little nodes here, and you either get a get script, which is the Battle Pass currency. Reminder that this is free. There is no microtransaction nonsense here. They've just decided to throw in a free Battle Pass. It's fantastic. So you either get your Battle Pass currency, or a little reward like this helmet or this beard. So it's very heavy on cosmetics above all else. In fact, the Battle Pass might be entirely cosmetic, and you get like little resources here and there. You know what? It might actually be entirely cosmetic, which is, you know, that's fine with me. I think that's one of the things that was not missing, but that I wanted more from Deep Rock Galactic was customization, the ability to make my dwarves my dwarves. So my engineer doesn't look like every other engineer. And now we have more facility to do that, which is friggin' great. So you use your script to spend on the cosmetic tree here, which is awesome, because then you can specifically target things that you want. Like, for example, I want a new color scheme for my engineer. So that's what I'm targeting currently. And on the way, I've gotten a hat that I can use on all my classes, and a different skin for the pistol of the, what's the guy's name? The gunner. The gunner's pistol. That's what I was just thinking heavy. No, he's a gunner. I'll be honest, some of these I don't really love. I'm not really super into the sort of brutal, spiky aesthetic thing in a game that feels very, you know, cyberpunk sci-fi. But hey, you know, they're there and that's cool. I want color schemes. That's what I want. Give me the color schemes. That's what I need in my life. So the story with this update is a rival faction has made its way to Hoxus and they're competing with us directly. They're a fleet of automated drones, which is actually really cool. They got a really cool aesthetic to them, really kind of dark cyberpunk about it. I like it. I like it a great deal. They're good to fight. So they've swooped in, and we will sometimes see them in regular missions, but we also have a new mission type that we can tackle, which is essentially a boss fight. So if you're familiar with the game, it's a mix of on-site refining and then like a big multi-stage boss fight. And it's not too difficult. I actually managed to run it solo. You're seeing footage right now of me doing my first industrial sabotage solo with the gunner, because I want to level up the gunner right now so I can get his dank new weapons, and we'll talk about that in a second. But man, you know, this was good. This was fun. Not only is it, you know, we're fighting like a giant upside down pyramid, which is just so incredibly far up my alley. It's ridiculous. It's, you know, it wasn't too difficult. I felt like I was capable. I felt like I had the tools to do it. I feel like traditionally Deep Rock Galactic has leaned more towards sort of forcing you to play in a group. Now I don't feel like there is that requirement. I feel very capable playing solo, which is great, because I want to do both. I want to make some progress solo when my friends aren't online, and when they are, you know, of course, more than happy to jump in and pog out of my gourd and have the time of my life, because together with a bunch of individuals, the aliens like crawling in, oh, it is something else, my friend. It is something else. All right, so the last big addition in this update is 4 new weapons, one for each class. I only have one of them so far. The way you get them is by ranking your dwarf up to level 20, then you slide on over to the assignment board and you should have a new assignment to get that weapon. And if memory serves, I think it was 3 individual missions, so a chain of 3 missions you have to do, and at the end of that you will be rewarded with the new weapon. So currently there are 3 primary weapons per class, which is great. They're actually, you know, pretty different enough that you can put together a specific build for each of your dwarves. And then on top of that, of course, you can put together a little build per weapon. So of course the gunner starts with the minigun, and then you can get the Thunderhead heavy autocannon, which is a lot of fun. I just got that. And then after that, you got this like big rocket launcher thing, and that's the new weapon. That's the new one that I really want to get my hands on. But let's have a look at the engineer for the moment. You might be able to tell, considering he's my only promoted dwarf, that I almost exclusively play engineer. Up until now, you know, I wanna rank everyone else up, but engineer's my guy. He drops a turret, you know. I mean, what more do you want? He's a cyberpunk dwarf with a turret. It's made for me. They crawled into my dreams at night. All right, so the engineer's new weapon is the Lock 1 smart rifle, and I gotta say, it's fucking brilliant, man. They really have designed, I think, the perfect weapon for the archetype that is the engineer. So naturally, the engineer drops down a turret, and now he's got a weapon that essentially acts like a turret that he's carrying around. So you'll click and hold, highlight a bunch of targets, and then the bullets will home to them. It feels very much like the smart pistol from Titanfall, for example, but kind of easier to use, I think, and more satisfying. It does a decent amount of damage. Even when you're just single firing without targeting, it's a very like satisfying slug. Feels like a railgun or something. It's good. All right, so I want to highlight one of the gear modifications, the skills or customizations, whatever you want to call it, of the smart rifle, and that's the smart targeting software, which will only fire as many bullets as you need to kill the thing you've targeted, which is really great. So that's just an indication of the type of thing you can add here. You can also add lock-on degrees. There's a wider degree that you can stay locked on, so you can essentially almost shoot like right behind you. So lock on, turn around, shoot. It's very cool. And then you got like standard stuff like more ammo, more lock-ons, more damage, that sort of stuff. It's really rad. Like, you can put together a very specific build for your smart rifle, and then of course your engineer. It feels great. Like this sort of stuff, where the game is sitting right now with the options that you have, the customization options. Oh, buddy. This is what Deep Rock was meant to be. You know, all those years ago, it released space dwarves, mining, horde shooting. Like, you got me, But right now, as it stands, as the game currently sits, you have me for life. It's insane. How could I not? How could I not? Look at this guy. He's fucking adorable. All right, my quick review of Deep Rock Galactic Season 1. It's great, man. I mean, the game was already fun, especially with the variety of missions we already had there. And now you got the extra meta progression on top of it. And I really like that it's cosmetic only. I mean, yeah, the season has brought 4 new weapons for us to unlock, but we unlock them separate from the season. We don't have to grind the season to do it. They're connected to regular dwarf progression. So I haven't felt the need to grind the season, and you can't really anyway, because you can only do a couple of missions a day and then you have to wait for the missions to reset. I just feel like the season is so this thing in the background that's leveling up as I go. It feels very much like NIGHTWAVE from Warframe. Like when I'm going through NIGHTWAVE and Warframe, I tend not to think about doing the specific challenges too much. They, for the most part, happen in the background, and I really quite like that. The new enemies are great. They're rare enough that it's a treat to find them, but they're sprinkled throughout all the missions. And the new mission type with the big bad upside down pyramid guy is like the pageantry on it. I mean, this game does pageantry well when the soundtrack kicks in. Funny, the lighting, it's all there. I'm pogged out of my gourd for the future of Deep Rock. I liked the game before. Now, like, I'm following it actively, and I'm playing it actively. I mean, I've been playing like an hour a night or so since the season dropped, and I've just been really satisfied with my progress. I think they've paced out the rewards very, very well. It's just like, just on the whole, a very satisfying experience. Deep Rock, cyberpunk, space dwarves, mining and fighting aliens. The smart rifle. That's it. That's all you need. Need I say more? It's incredible. I'm pogged out of my tiny little skull. All right, guys, now it's your turn. Have you played Deep Rock Galactic before? Maybe it's been a hot minute since you last booted it up. Have you been playing the season? What do you think of it? But for the moment, thank you very much for watching. Be excellent to each other, and I'll see you next time. Ricky Summer, out.